Week number 6, college football. I'm going to recap my week number 5, tell you where I'm sitting total, and see what in the world I can do now. Now, I get all my point spreads on Saturday night going into Sunday morning, and I usually go and find the first ones that I can get so I can start making a list. I don't care if they move, unless I was gambling on them, but I'm see how far I can get on this. But okay, my week number 5. Let's go through the 4 I got correct and the 3 that I missed. My first positive, and I made a video and mentioned this, LSU at Ole Miss, and I picked Ole Miss plus the points, but they didn't need it. LSU played 4 bad teams. They came into a ranked match, and the ranked match proved what they are. Nothing more, nothing less. Brian Kelly, I listened to his pitiful little press conference. Yeah, he is just another Les Miles to me. You're going to get what you get. He's not working with any kind of Nick Saban recruits like Les Miles did to win anything. So let's move on. My next hit was Oregon at Penn State. Oregon plus 3. This shouldn't have even got like that. They went into overtime. Oregon pulled it out. I was very, very unhappy with the way the defense fell apart in the last 5 minutes of the game. That was terrible. But Penn State, hey, they showed resilience. But Oregon showed more resilience by winning it with a touchdown. Just, man, I was so disappointed. Next, Alabama at Georgia, and I took Alabama in the points because Alabama, to me, they look like Alabama was supposed to look. DeBoer, congratulations, you've proven a point, and y'all gonna be in the top 10 before you know it. Next, I hit Auburn plus 7 at Texas A&M. Auburn with the points only. Auburn fell apart to even try to keep it within grasp of even getting the lead. It was something to witness, but they kept it. I said on my last video, they should cover. I don't think they'll win. So let's go ahead with my 3 losses as 4-3 going into week 6. So here's my 3 losses with a little bit of explanation of why I took them. Cincinnati at Kansas. Kansas, in my opinion, I thought they were working their ways up to become a top team, and they fell apart against Cincinnati. Very sad to see that because I actually like Kansas. I think they well coached, but Cincinnati got the best of them in Kansas. So next, Florida State at Virginia. Oh, that was a debacle. I took Florida State minus 7. Watching that one, they scored 21 in the second quarter, and I went, yeah, they showed up. Let's roll. Second half comes, boy. They didn't even look the same. Defense. I don't know if they don't understand how to wrap up somebody to tackle. They want to bounce off of them. They want to make it look silly. But Virginia did it. Congratulations. And last night, BYU minus 6.5 at Colorado. I took BYU minus 6.5. They did not cover. They should have. They could have. But they played down to Colorado in the fourth quarter. If you watch the game, they were very conservative in playing what they were given. They could have, they should have, but didn't. Colorado, I made a full video this morning about Deion Sanders and being the snake oil salesman. I'm going to go off on him all year. And my best part about it, I called 5 losses. And then listen to me. We are now with 3 losses, 2 to go because I called 5 on the season. But Colorado playing next week, actually in a few days, I'm going to call that game too. But here we go. Week 6, going into week 6. Last week, or yesterday if you want to call it like that, I went 4-3. And to date, my record is, and I don't know if this is good or bad anymore. I mean, hey, 25-14-1. And that one was the Cyclones tie with Iowa. 25-14-1. I consider that pretty good. This stuff is not easy to do with points. But I'm trying. So, let's get into Week 6, game number 1. Clemson minus 13 at North Carolina. Jordan's alma mater. I'm taking Clemson minus 13. Why? Bill Belichick is more worried about his gold digger and looking good with her on the sideline. He's showing that. This is a joke in itself. He's just spitting in college football. She shouldn't even be there. Okay. Game number 2. Boston College at Pittsburgh, and I'm taking Pittsburgh minus 3. Why? Pittsburgh at home is different than on the road. Boston College has struggled. They're not that great, and I think Pittsburgh is a little bit better coached overall. They are not a terrible team. They're just good enough to beat somebody like Boston College, in my opinion, to cover. Game number 3. This is where it gets interesting. Texas minus 6 at Florida. I'm taking Texas and minus 6. Why? Because Florida is just awful. Napier will get fired this year. If he doesn't, I would be surprised. Texas, as much as I don't care for Manning and his attitude of how he's so much better than everybody, or whatever you want to say about the dude, I don't care. Texas is better coached. They have better skill players set for set. Florida is just a burning trash heap. And it's in the swamp. If you want to give, just because they're going to be playing at Gainesville, that's what you want to say, take Florida in 6. I'm just saying, my opinion, Texas is that much better to cover these 6. Next, Boise State at Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame minus 16. That's 2 touchdowns and almost a field goal. Why? Because Notre Dame is an unreal specimen. I don't know how they do it. They go in and they can just beat the crap out of somebody like they did with an SEC team. They just destroyed Arkansas. Pittman, he's going to end up getting fired. But yeah, Notre Dame showed me something that they... Now, here's the cool thing about Notre Dame. They had no wins, and they were still in the top 25. Somebody knows something, but I'm going to say Notre Dame's going to make a whirlwind of a push. They did it last year. They're doing it this year. Why not? And Boise State is not... Man, if they're going to prove a point, they're going to do it against Boise State. Arkansas, in my opinion, is better than Boise State, especially when they play in Arkansas. Anyway, next. Here we go. Colorado plus 13.5 at TCU. I'm going to take TCU and minus 13.5. Yeah, that's a lot of points. In Texas, Colorado, I want to see how they act on the road. TCU's showing they can put up points. And Colorado shows they're confused. Their coaching staff is confused. They're just mimicking what they have with different players from previous years. I made a full video on it. Please check it out. And hopefully you'll get a kick out of it. So TCU minus 13. Next, Miami minus 6.5 at Florida State. I'm taking Florida State and the points at home. Florida State this is my last chance to even look at them this way. But they're playing in a very cool environment of fandom. And I think Florida State has the potential. Virginia wasn't trash. I thought they were just a mad team, and they showed me something. It was pretty impressive being able to sit there, watch the Lions fight. They're well coached. Florida State literally threw that game away. Now, would it be in Miami? This is pretty much a rival game, so I'm going to go with the home team on this. If it was swapped over, I would be taking Miami at home. But Florida State, Cristobal, I've had enough with him where I've seen where he can take a really important game and flush down the toilet. Thanks to Oregon. But anyway, can Cristobal go to the big times? No, he's proven that, and he's had plenty of chances. All right, so let's go to the 7th and final pick. K-State at Baylor. And I'm taking Baylor minus 5. Baylor at home and K-State's a trash fire. They have lost their fizzle. So, Dave Aranda, I'm looking at you on this one, man. You better coach. They paid you a lot of money. Dave Aranda, or go back to LSU and be the defensive coordinator. No, Lord knows that they could use all the good coaches they could get from over there on the defensive side. LSU, I could talk about that. I talked that. Boy, they're not in this. Thank goodness they're off. But, yeah, Baylor -5. There are my picks for week 6. Y'all have a good one.